Chartemis rhyme. Chartemis rhyme. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Subscribe.
This is really bizarre. I mean, his head... Hey, what's up, you guys? Chartemis Prime here doing another Transformers toy review on the Transformers Masterpiece Red Alert. Technically, just Alert. And he is the MP-14. This is another part of... I want to call it Masterpiece 2.0 because these figures are... very different. It looks like Masterpiece is just going in a new direction and everything, and my voice sounds weird in my own head because I just got back from a concert and my ears are full of cotton, it sounds like. But anyway, I gotta say a big thank you and love you to the lovely Charlita1. This is part 2 of my Christmas gift, and this is part 1 of my Christmas gift right here. So, wow, man. These things are so sick, man. So I'm just reviewing Red Alert, but Sideswipe will pop in and out of the video. Sideswipe did come in first, and he's basically, or Red Alert right here is just a repaint and slightly retooled version of Sideswipe right here. Very little differences between the two of them. Most noticeable difference is the head sculpt between this guy and this guy. You can see he's got different kind of ears. He's got different kind of ears right over there. Their cannons go on different sides, but you could switch them up no matter what you want to do. This guy has 2 little plastic knobs that are sticking up right here, very cartoon accurate. The shoulders on this guy are actually different than Sideswipe. Sideswipe right over here, you see his tires aren't facing on the outside. They're not there at all. So they added these fake tires right there because that's how he looked in the cartoon. And then that's pretty much it for their robot modes as far as their differences go. But before I get more into Red Alert, let's go over all the deeds that he comes with. His first accessory is a box. Yes, I love the boxes though that these Masterpiece figures come with. You know what I mean? It's very cool. And this one's got the official Lamborghini thingy right there. I'm just going to do a quick little 360. You can make out what the pictures are. If you could read Japanese, good for you. Good for you. Well, you know, I read Japanese too, like right here. I can tell it says mushi mushi aisukurene. But anyway, with the point of me showing off this box, because I typically don't show the boxes off, is that it is tiny. An average size Masterpiece box, I would say, is one of the Seekers. Thank you, John 3.0. I have this Thundercracker right here, and this is MP7. So, wow, look how much smaller this box is right here compared to the Masterpiece. Yeah, that thing is just gigantic compared to the size of the box that we get for the these Masterpiece Autobots. Get this trading card right here, which I really don't do much with at all. Just put them right back, and it has tech specs right here, and the definitions, I guess, are all written in Japanese, so I don't understand it. You get this little black and white advertisement thing that I have no idea what it's for, but kind of reminds me of you know, like little ads you'd find in like punk albums, you know what I mean, like Asian Man Records and Nitro, you know, they'd have little things like this. You have the directions, which are the funnest directions to ever really look at, seriously, because it shows the figure from all the different angles right there, and then you have like the G1 pictures going on right here. So, I don't know, the directions are always fun, and then on the back of it, it's just the regular directions, it's transformed and everything. He comes with this blaster, which is a very nice red gun. I like it. Very, very cool. I like how it has these notches on the handle right there, so you could fit it into either one of his hands. Now, both of his hands have this little empty space right here, so that you can just fit that peg that sticks out, and you just squeeze it into place, and it will help hold. But the problem is it doesn't really work too well, and this is just my experience with both of the figures. So you can get it in there, but the thing the real problem with it is as soon as you start to get a real grip around it, or just twitch it like how you just saw, it'll loosen up real quick, so that's a little weak. And here's Sideswipes Blaster, you know, same exact sculpt, but you know, it's completely painted silver. Here's his shoulder cannon, which this part was supposed to be white, I believe, so they painted it silver, but it's not a big deal. I like the paint to it, and this can move forward and back a little bit right here. And then you can take the blaster and plug it into the side, which I'll show later on. And there's a port right here and right here, so you can attach the cannon. And Red Alert wears his cannon on the right side, based off of the original cartoon. And it, you know, one thing is that this thing moves forward and back over here on the shoulder cannon, so it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but not really. It's not that much of a problem, but sometimes it could be a little bit of a pain. And here's his crazy hat, which I call the crazy hat, but this is when he goes batshit crazy, or there's a short circuit going on and his antenna starts sparking, so you just rest this right over on top of his head. You just have to have it facing the right direction, and then it just slides right there onto his ears, and he's like, oh shit! So mine came with a little bit of scuffing right there on the right side of his cheek. You can kind of see that, and it's really hard to see in my lighting, but he does have blue eyes underneath there, which is a shiny paint, which looks really cool if you were able to see it. Just want to give a nice look up and down on this figure, but really love this body sculpt and everything. And then those purple pieces right there are from how the G1 figure actually looked. Got some silver on the feet. Just a very cool looking figure. One thing I really get excited about with this guy is the way that they're able to fold it up in the back right there, so you cannot see any of the backpack. His head moves up just about that much, like so, and it moves not really down at all. He can just look level, so that's just due to, you know, the pieces that are going on right here. You can't really look downward. He does have great shoulder articulation that moves up and down, and then this, you know, due to the transformation, this kind of loosens up right here, so you always kind of have to hold it to get that going. Moves forward. He has this rotation right here at the bicep. He has a single jointed elbow that goes at 90 degrees. He has full rotation at the wrist going sideways, and then he does have finger clamping action. He has a very nice waist joint, so this waist joint does a lot. Now, due to the transformation, you can take this apart right here, just lift the hood of the car, and what you can do is you can continue bending this forward like so. So if you want to do something where he's jumping in the air and he's kicking, you know, I'd done that before. You put him on display stands and really get him leaning forward. You can do that. I think it just looks a little cooler getting him to crunch forward, especially if you want to take some pictures and everything. I don't know. I think that is really badass. I absolutely love that. He's got a torso joint, man. Look how far he can crunch forward. That's he has hip articulation that moves outward and forward, and then it kind of stops right there. But if you want to keep going, you can lift his cod piece or whatever, and you can keep it moving forward like that. So if you want to do some even more dynamic poses, you can keep that going, which is awesome. I absolutely love that. It rotates right here at the upper thigh. You can see that. He has a single jointed knee that bends 90 degrees, so we're at least 90 degrees right there. He has an ankle pivot. Now, it's not a great ankle pivot, but it does pivot, and I love that. That is awesome. I love ankle pivot. And his foot can move down due to the transformation as well, so you can get him jumping in the air and doing stuff. I really love these figures, man. Very poseable, very kick-ass. I do not have a G1 Red Alert figure, but I do have a G1 Sideswipe, so yeah. So you can see the comparison right there, and you can see definitely how they put the tires on the sides of Red Alert. I mean, the Red Alert's the same exact mold as Sideswipe. So yeah, there's that, and there's a Classics Red Alert right over here, which is a very cool figure as well, so you know. Now I think Red Alert here is a little bit smaller than Jazz, but I mean, if you straighten his legs out, you know, and keep Jazz knees bent, then they can, like, you know, get around the same height. And this is an Alternator's Meister figure right there, but I think they fit well together. I love the scale, and this is the Toys R Us exclusive Masterpiece Prime. So I think they go great together with the Alternators and the Masterpiece, other Masterpiece figures. This is awesome. And then there's a Hasbro Masterpiece Starscream, which fits in very well. See, this is what I'm talking about, this like Masterpiece 2.0 kind of thing going on. And I think the size difference between Red Alert right here and Starscream is actually perfect. This is pretty much how I remember, you know, them looking in the cartoon. And then same thing with Prime and Starscream. So we just need to get a Megatron that is the same height as this Optimus Prime, and we'll be set. Those guys better be working on it right now, okay? Get to work! So let's get Red Alert transformed, which is always kind of scary because these figures are so expensive. I think this guy costs around like 90 bucks, something like that. I think it's very well worth it because it's such an amazing figure. I mean, it delivers in so many ways. But yeah, let's get into the transformation. Hopefully I don't break anything. Take us away, Bumblebee, would you? Alright, so I'm going to remove this shoulder cannon first off, and then I'm going to take the arms and just might as well fold them in so you can open up right here. And then just shove the hand in right there. Do the same thing to this side right here. Do that. The legs all transformed and everything together. First to get it back into his Countach mode. And then we're going to flip the spoiler pieces outward like this. I want to rotate these pieces right here so that they're sticking upward. And I'm going to rotate this right here on the same side. Then I want to lift these black pieces right here. This is going to lift up. I love how they did this. I think this just looks great. Then close that together like so. And do the same thing to the other side. And then you want to rotate this around right over here, and then connect the taillights together. And then keep the feet pointed upwards, and then do the same thing on this side too. Rotate this around and keep that together, and then keep the spoilers out actually. And then you want to take this back piece and remove it sticking outward. And God, I just gotta say, I love how you don't see anything, any kibble or anything coming from the back. I just love how that looks. That's just so cool. But anyway, okay, so back to the transformation. Take this out, might as well fold these pieces out. So that's going to swing outward like so, and then it's going to fold on top like that. And that's going to form together like that. And then the feet right here are actually going to connect to these tabs that are sitting right here, which you cannot see. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it right there. There's a tab right there, tab right there. This is all going to fold over, and it's going to connect like so, which isn't that easy. But before you do that, you want to take the waist apart right here, like how I showed you with that extra articulation. So you're going to bend that back and have it connect over here. This is all going to level out, and then you're going to turn this all the way around right here and get this to connect at the same time, folding this down. Actually, you want it to bend so that the tailpipes right here are sticking outward. So I'm kind of just failing all over the place, and you want to lift the crotch piece upward so you can get that closed. So do the same thing over here. So yeah, make sure the tailpipes folded over there. See, you learn from my mistakes. You know what I mean? I make an ass out of myself so that you don't have to when you're all by your lonesome. So I could just make an ass in front of, you know, a bunch of people that might be watching this video, or maybe not that many people are watching this video. Who knows? So, you know, you could tell that I'm just connecting these pieces right here. I'm not really explaining what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing it. But anyway, and then you want to connect the spoiler, and there's a tab that sticks outward, and then there's the hole right there, and then you can just, you know, flip it underneath. So this goes on top of this piece. That's how that connects. And keep these feet tabbed in like how I had showed earlier before. That part I did show. And you're going to want to make sure that his headpiece is actually flipped up so you can sneak him underneath. So that's how that works. And then you want to have his arms flipped around like so. Then you're going to rotate them right here and bend down like this. And then rotate all the way around so that it connects to the inside piece right here. So that's going to be the car door. That's going to be the side, actually, not really the car door. And then that connects like this. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So rotate this around, fold this down like here, and wait, there you go, fold it up this way, and then that's going to be ready to go inward, but you're not going to do that yet, okay? And then you're going to take the back piece, get that ready, and then fold this front piece all the way up, and there's these tabs that are sticking out, clear tabs. That's going to lock in, and then these pieces right here, you kind of have to shift them down, and then that locks in, and kind of squeeze that under. That's going to lock in. Now you can close the doors, and then try to get this all nice in place so you can see that FD nice and clearly. Then just swing the front wheels up, swing that up, and there you go. You have it all transformed. Hey, good job, Shartimus Prime. Oh, well, thank you, Shartimus Prime. And not too bad, Shartimus Prime. Oh, you're too kind, Shartimus Prime. It rolls so well. I like how it rolls. I play with the masterpiece. I play with my masterpieces. It's so cool. Whee! 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 What a sweet looking vehicle mode, man. Now my only real gripe with this guy is that these sides right here never really connect well. Even when I opened it up out of the box, and he does come in alt mode, it's just not very clean. And I had the same experience with Sideswipe. Now sometimes when I transform him, it does look a little cleaner than when I first got him, but for the most part, it's just never like exactly perfect over here. But it's not a big deal. It doesn't, like, you know, prevent him from rolling well or anything like that. It's very cool. Now this guy has a light piece right here that Sideswipe does not have, and it's very cool that they have this spring-loaded trap door thingy going on, so it just pops right back up with this black piece right here, so it doesn't have this gaping hole or anything, which I think is really, really cool. But I like it. I really, really like how this guy looks. Some of the white paint apps kind of look a little on the messy side. I don't know. Sometimes it kind of looks a little shoddy. I know painting with white is really, really hard. I like that they even have the windshield wipers right there. You even got this Lamborghini logo at the very, very front, which is cool. It's a little off center. It's a little off center on the side swipe as well. It's got silver headlights right here. This is a clear plastic. I really like that. A lot of details in here. What the hell is on my finger? Ew. It's got some silver paint right here on the rims going on. There's the FT. It just looks very nice. Very, very, very nice. And there's this Countach, Lamborghini. The tail lights are a little off center. That's my bad. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the close details go. And then underneath, man, it's kibbleless, man. Kibbleless Transformers, dude. And this is all looks like, you know, like car parts and stuff like that. I love that. That is so tight. And you don't see any of that stuff in robot mode. That is just made so that it looks cooler. Like underneath, you know, the undercarriage of it looks cooler when you have it in alt mode. I just love that, man. They just put so much love into this thing. And then when you put the sirens back on this guy, you want like this empty piece sticking backwards. Because if you put it on the other way, it kind of like sticks up and it looks kind of weird, you know. I guess you could do that if you really want to, but there's no point in really doing that. You want it set up like that. It's also really cool is that they leave a port open on the top right here, so you can prop up the weapons just like how you do with Sideswipe. So you can just plug that straight in like so. And then if you want to attach the gun, like I promised, I'm going to show you, and you just shove this all the way in. So now he's got a gun sitting on top, which I don't think that looks too cool, really. I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't look that great. And if you really want to, you could take off the siren and just plug it all the way down in there. See what I mean? It kind of swings around and then have it sit in there like that. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I like to just put the guns aside, honestly, when I have them in alt mode and just see them like this. You know. One thing you have to keep in mind is that when you're transforming him, make sure his head's pointing straight. See how I got a little bit of an angle on his head in there? That looks kind of weird. One thing I really like, though, I think it's really great, is that the feet kind of look like seats in there. They're not, you know, this doesn't have chairs or anything like an Alternators figure, but it kind of looks like chairs in there, right? I don't know, is it just my imagination? Am I just trying too hard? I want to give a close look at the siren, by the way. It's kind of an orangish red clear plastic right there, too, and then the white's painted solid, so I don't know. Now, I gotta be honest, this is not a must-get figure. This guy is. So, you know, it's a perfect Christmas gift for me because out of the two of them, I mean, one that I would, which is must get for me is Sideswipe right here. Sideswipe I have to have in my collection. Red Alert, I don't, it's not a must get, but man, I'm really happy to have him at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, whatever, I think I heard Optibottom say that he's a niche character, and he is, you know. Sideswipe is definitely one of the key Autobots, so you really have to have Sideswipe. Plus, I just think it looks better overall. I mean, it's just the original concept is just kind of awkward, you know, just to say the least, you know. But they both look very cool. I'm really happy to have both of them. I really do like them a lot. I mean, I've just always loved this kind of Lamborghini style. It's just so badass to me. Yeah, I've just always loved it. I wanted to show how these Lamborghinis look like next to the Alternators Dead End, which is the same exact mold as the Alternators Sideswipe. So you can see that, yeah, the Alternators is way bigger. That's just a lot bigger. So, you know, just imagine this all red, and it would basically be an Alternator Sideswipe. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that they always show you on the back of the packaging and all that is that you can actually have him come out of Optimus Prime's trailer, which is very cool. So it's not too bad, you know. And it's kind of, oh no, it's just kind of messing up the black part right here, so it's not going to really mess with the paint on the figure at all. That looks so tight. I just think that's awesome as hell. Just seeing this Masterpiece Prime and Sideswipe and Red Alert all together, I mean, I just think that is so cool. Don't they fit well together or what? Come on. So I'm really excited about all these figures. I'm excited to have this Red Alert figure. Really hope they make a Sunstreaker, even though it would have to be a completely different mold. I think they're just trying to be as G1 accurate as they can and G1 cartoon accurate as well at the same time. So yeah, man, I hope you guys like my review. And yeah, please stay tuned for more Transformers and Marvel Legends reviews. I have a lot more Marvel Legends reviews coming up soon. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.